Hi everyone, I am Klaus Christensen and I'm the Secretary General of World Global Olympiad. I'm very happy to be able to speak to you on this great day where you are launching the 2024 WR season in South Africa. South Africa has always been one of my favorite WO countries in the sense that what's going on there is just amazing. I'm very pleased to see your teams always come to our events, see so many volunteers, judges, coming to our international events every year. Our connection to South Africa is very strong. So this is a fantastic season that we go into with a great theme of Earth Allies, and I truly hope that you will find it inspirational to find some interesting problems to solve with your future innovators projects, and also that you will be able to succeed on the challenges for Robo Mission and in the other categories. As you can see on the picture in the background, we will be going to Turkey in November this year for the international final. And I hope to see as many of you there as possible. So best of luck with the season this year. And again, may the best teams win, but I hope all of you have fun. So have a good one.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our first WRO stream for the 2024 season. My name is Duncan, and I will be just a little bit of a host this evening as we go through our WRO launch of the 2024 season. With me, I have Donnie Heymans, the Future Innovators Head Judge and the WROSA National Organizer, as well as Tabang. Now, Tabang has been with us for quite a while, and he has now taken over the role of the Explorer Category Head Judge. So, with little ado, over to you, Donnie, for our first proper introduction for this season.
We're pleased to have you with us for the first WRO South Africa online season launch. And just as you can see in the picture, it was in Panama last year, and our flag bearers at the opening ceremony, very proudly showing the South African flag. And on the right of your screen, we've got Philo, who some of you may not know, but the WRO mascot, saying hi to introduce himself. And the other thing is, W on Philo's chest stands for World #1, and then also for WRO, of course. All right. So, as far as the theme is concerned, Earth Allies, as you can see on the right-hand side, is a massive planet and a flamingo, which I'll explain just now. But we're not going to do the whole thing. There's a little video showing later. Can robots help us live in places where nature is dangerous or harsh, and can they assist us in living a more environmentally friendly lifestyle and to keep human beings safe? So now for you, protect and look after our environment, we have to think about the following: the why, the what, and the how. The relevance of the flamingo on the screen is annually 18,000 flamingos hatch from eggs and thrive on a massive artificial flamingo island in the Geddes Delta in Izmir. It's called Bird's Paradise and Salt Marshes. It's one of the largest wetlands in the Mediterranean on the outskirts of Izmir. Beautiful picture. Right, as far as WRO international categories are concerned, those are still the same. They did change 2 years ago, but just obviously we have a few new people. So effectively on the left-hand side of screen, we've got the Lego Base Challenges, which is Robo Mission and Robo Sports. There may be a few small changes there. And then on the right-hand side, which is the free choice of technology, we have future innovators, and future engineers. And these will be discussed as we go along. From a South African-only competitions perspective, okay, we intervened by starting entry-level competitions for our participants that weren't quite ready for WRO proper. And there's no international final for these competitions. So on your left-hand side, you'll see for the national final at provincial and national level, we do Explorer, and that will be explained later. And then the other one is the in-house competitions, which is no travel and no logistics. You as the trainer, mentor, actually run the competitions in-house. And then we do that, the same Explorer that we utilize for our provincial and national face-to-face competitions. And then we add Rovers, which effectively is simpler. Right, just some reflections on 2023 season. Basically, as you can see over there, the numbers are for 2022 in WRO as a whole. We had 360 teams in 2022, and then a big jump, which we felt when we had to organize all the provincials last year, to 586 teams, which is amazing. And then the in-house competition, which was very popular, especially for rural areas and people who can't travel, from 400 to 540 teams. The provincials in 2022, we had 5 provincials. And then in 2023, we added the Eastern Cape, which you'll see on the picture on the right-hand side. So we went to 6. And now for 2024, I've got 18 brackets there because the Western Cape has grown so much that they're going to have to split it. So I've just got it as Western Cape and Western Cape B, but the distinction will be clarified. And then I've just been doing some work in Limpopo, and the first official Limpopo event will also happen this year. From all that, from the national competition, 7 teams represented WRO South Africa in Panama. And I've showed you the best results there out of the 7 teams. And it's really incredible, even for them to be there. And all the teams were in the top 50% of all teams at the event. And obviously that's just at the event. So the same number applies in the world. So congratulations to Rubber Mission Elementary High-Tech Pandas for 21st out of 80 teams from Parklands College. And then Robo Sports Team Cup, 15th out of 45 teams from the Deutsche Schule in Pretoria. Also, there are 10 South African judges that accompanied the team. And within that group, we also have the chairperson of the advisory council, but also 3 international category head judges. And just a congratulations to the South African judging team, because they are held in high regard with WRO Association and relied upon. And there, as you can see, the provinces on the right-hand side. So Gauteng, Pretoria, Gauteng, Joburg, those have been. Western Cape has been. KwaZulu-Natal has been. Northern Cape has been happening. Eastern Cape was new last year. Western Cape B this year for the first time, and then Limpopo. Philo just sharing a lovely, happy pic from, in fact, the first time in the 12 years I've been at the event, I've had every single person accompanying judges, parents, etc., in a photograph. It was really a fabulous, fabulous opportunity.
This is City McKenna from Carnarvon High School in Northern Cape. We participated in the Robo Mission Senior category in Denmark. Denmark was absolutely amazing. It was more than just a competition. It was a journey of growth and learning.
We walked away with invaluable lessons, unforgettable memories, and friends that will be lost in a lifetime. We enjoyed every moment, and every moment was full of joy and excitement.
On Team Techno Venom. The WRO Panama trip was adventurous. We enjoyed roaming through the rainforest and exploring the diverse culture.
We look forward to this year. Good luck, everyone!
Hello, my name is Mohammed. And my name is Cosmo. We're Team Next Gen. One thing I enjoyed last year during WRO was making new friends during competition days. And new things that we learned was collaborating with each other and learning from other people. Good luck!
Hi, we are the Galaxy Guardians and we participated in the Robo Mission Senior category in Denmark. Denmark was an unforgettable experience that has enriched our lives. The event pushed us to our limits, testing our creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving skills like never before.
We love visiting the Lego house in Berlin. The visit allowed us to learn and explore the history of Lego, and we were able to engage on hands-on activities.
Hello, my name is Emma, and our team name for last year was High-Tech Pandas. Our category was Rebel Mission. I like Panama's culture and the country itself in general. The event itself was nerve-wracking but exciting. I like spending time with the new friends I made over the course of robotics. And I wish all the new teams this year good luck.
Humans rely on nature for food, for energy, for things we use every day. We need to protect our Earth. But the Earth can also be dangerous, with storms and floodings, with earthquakes and volcanoes. Can we live in harmony with nature and be safe from natural disasters? Can robots be our Earth allies?
My name is Tabang, and I'll just take you through the first WRO category or maps category, which is your Explorer category. If I just go on to the next slide, there we go. So I'll just take you through, or just give you a small brief on the Explorer category. So the first thing, of course, going in, what is Explorer? So Explorer is a South African-based competition or South African created competition that has no international final. So it just goes up to national level. So it'll start with your provincials, and teams that make it then move on to the national level. This competition is aimed at beginners, children who are new to robotics or who are actually new to the whole WRO competition. So in the Explorer, there are two subcategories in there. You get the Explorer Lite, and then you get the Explorer Prime. So Explorer Lite is for ages 8 to 12, and then Explorer Prime is for ages 11 to 16. In Explorer Lite, partial scoring does count, so the element doesn't need to be completely in. If it's partially in, they will get the point, whilst with Explorer Prime, the element does need to be completely in, unless it's stated otherwise. Explorer uses Explorer Lite is just a standard competition or standard challenge. And then with the Explorer Prime, there is an extra task, an extra obstacle that is added there just to make it a bit challenging for the age group. And then moving on to the Explorer specs. So the competition or the category uses the Robo Mission Elementary game mat, the one that you can actually see on the screen there. And it also uses the WRO brick set. So just take note of the brick set code 45811. So those are the two items you'll need for the Explorer category. So you have the Robo Mission Elementary game mat and then your WRO brick set. And just moving on, there's, so we come to more specs where there's a new change. So any programming language is allowed now. This is just due to actually Lego Education retiring the EV3 and the WeDo software. So we actually have now opened it to whatever programming language that you are using. But in terms of your controller, it still stays exclusive to the Lego NXT EV3 and your Spike Prime. And another one that people do miss is that your robot is limited to one sensor each time. So you can't have two color sensors and you can't have two ultrasonic sensors. You can only have one of each. Okay, perfect. Now, just talking about being at the Explorer event. So the whole Explorer challenge runs for 2 hours. It's normally on a Friday. So it's the appetizer, and then the main, of course, is the robo mission on a Saturday. So it runs for 2 hours, and when teams arrive, they arrive with a blank coding screen, and of course they do program in the 2 hours to actually just try and get as many points as they can. But they can actually arrive with a pre-built robot, so they can arrive with a pre-built robot, but not a pre-built code. They'll need to code from scratch. And then, of course, teams inform a judge when they want to be scored. So they can actually just go to a judge, inform the judge if they want to score. And if it goes well, the judge will score them. If it doesn't go too well, they can actually just cancel that and retry, or actually just attempt again the next time they come to the table. Explorer updates, new rules that we've added to the Explorer. There is a randomization that's going to happen on the day. So just on your screen, you'll actually just see the areas that will be randomized. So area 1 will be randomized for light, and then area 2 will just say standard. But for prime, area 1 and 2 will then be randomized. We will actually go in detail regarding the randomizations during the webinars, which run on the 6th and the 3rd for the Explorer, the 6th of March and 3rd of April. Then last slide, more updates. My blocks are not allowed anymore. So teams can't actually build my blocks or arrive at the competition with my blocks already saved. They'll need to actually just code from scratch. So yeah, no my blocks. And again, going back to the coding languages, any language is allowed. And then the 40 minimum speed, that's actually just to speed up the competition, just so other teams do get a chance to actually run, because you don't want a team on the mat for 10 minutes while the other children are waiting. That is a disadvantage, but if they keep it to a minimum of 40, they can go to 100 if they want, but the minimum speed is 40% there.
To move into the categories, first of all, in the Future Innovators category, which is the same, used to be the old Open category, where basically you work on a project and design and build a robot. Critically there, the age groups, have a look in the red box on the left-hand side. Elementary is 8 to 12, junior is 11 to 15, and senior 14 to 19. As far as the theme is concerned, which we mentioned just now, I'm just going to mention those words that have been underlined, because we're not going to discuss the whole lot right now. So first of all is Earth, because of Earth allies. Destructive natural events, safe from natural dangers and disasters, live in harmony with nature. And as a team, you will need to choose option 1 or option 2. There are descriptions over there, and they are on the documentation. I'm not going to read those, but basically sustainable future. And secondly, how do we help human beings who settle in favorable places, but those areas are prone to natural disasters. Page 2 over here for Future Innovators. First of all, on your left-hand side on the top, you have a team of 2 to 3 participants, which is across the board for all WRO teams. Like a science expo, you have a space cubicle. In South Africa, that's an international slide which you see there. In South Africa, we just give you a table. We give you a table with a PowerPoint, and obviously that's where you do your presentation to the judges. Here, there is no restriction on robotics platforms, so you can use any robotics product that you want to and any coding product. So basically how this works is that there's a 10-minute presentation to the judges around how you're using your robot solution to solve those themes that we spoke about, and your research that you did and the products that you do, and you do actually a demonstration of your robot within that 5-minute presentation. And then there's 5 minutes for questions from the judges to obviously ensure that you know that you've done the work, number one, and secondly, that you are on top of the topic which you are actually presenting. You then pitch to two to three judges at a time, okay, and you'll probably have 2 to 3 opportunities at national level. International, there are probably 4 opportunities. And then in the picture that you see, you can see the cubicles, and those are the judges just standing by and the team demonstrating. The judges score teams on a rubric out of about 200 points: project innovation, research report, robotic solution, presentation, and team spirit. Those teams then all go into a ranking, and effectively for the top 3 positions for national and the top 8 international, there is a deliberation. At international level, not all the judges see all the teams, so they have to have a look at the other teams, and then there's a deliberation. And that's future innovators. Let's move on to future engineers, which is, again, that's self-driving cars, but in this particular case, it's self-driving cars. But the general topic there is advanced robotics following current research trends, which you can see in the blue block. And there is only one age group for that, which is 14 to 19. Basically, in this case, a robotic vehicle needs to drive autonomously on a park and drive course mat that randomly changes for each competition round. Teams focus on all parts of the engineering process here. So these documents, their process, are made public in a GitHub repository. So every year, a 20 to 30% change is done whilst we are doing self-driving cars, and this will probably last until the end of 2025. And yeah, as I said, the whole challenge will change every 4 to 5 years, and we're in our 3rd year at present. And typically here, as we said, advanced robotics, and you can see on the right-hand side, you know, you can build, design, 3D print, etc., your robots, and use multiple robotic platforms to move your self-driving vehicle. And on this page there, you can actually see the competition mat, which is 3 meters by 3 meters. Again, team of 2 to 3 participants. There's no restriction on the robotics platforms, except there's a big no to omnidirectional wheels, broadcasters, or spherical wheels, because here you need to be able to turn your vehicle like you would turn your car that you drive, with both wheels actually turning in the directions, etc. Within the rules, there are 2 challenges. The open challenge is round 1, where a vehicle must complete 3 laps on the track with random placements of the inside track walls. So not all the pillars and the purple parking bay that you see, it's clear, but the square in the middle sometimes is a rectangle, and it's moved slightly into different positions to make sure that your vehicle is able to drive around autonomously. The obstacle challenge, which is then round 2, the vehicle must complete 3 laps on the track with randomly placed green and red traffic signs, which are those little Lego pillars that you see. The red pillar, you have to pass on the right-hand side, the green pillar on the left-hand side. That may change, you know, so the surprise there is that you might have to change that to go in opposite directions. The last pillar, if the last pillar is green, you need to continue and complete the 3rd lap. If the last pillar is red, you need to turn around and complete the 3rd lap in the opposite direction. After completing 3 rounds, the vehicle has to find the parking lot and has to perform parallel parking. So as you can see, age group higher, robotics, technical, much more advanced, but a lot of fun. And we've got a lot of new teams in South Africa participating. They did participate last year, and we are waiting to see, and I know with people that are doing it, that there are going to be many teams this year. Future engineers, probably at provincial level, will be online, but we will confirm that with teams that have registered once they have registered. And now we're going to move on to RoboSports, which in this particular case is doubles tennis. For those that don't know, before doubles tennis, we actually had a WRO football, where we had 2 robots playing football against each other. So that changes as well, and this will also be doubles tennis until the end of 25, sorry. And now, age group, 11 to 19, as you can see in the green square, and teams compete with 2 robots in obviously an exciting game, which is the general theme. In doubles tennis in particular, each team on their side has 2 robots, players. Those robots have to be fully autonomous, so that once they started, you cannot touch the robots because games will be stopped and there will be disqualifications, etc. Teams play 3 matches against each other, and then obviously with 3, there will be somebody with 1 more than the other or 2 more than the other and go through to the next round. A match is 2 minutes, and then the format of the draw depends obviously on the number of teams. So it may be a knockout, or it may end up being a multiple draw or a round robin. Round robin is the word I'm looking for. So typically here again, you can see a robot on the table, and obviously the team on the other side. You can see the mat at the bottom. Importantly, what I want to talk about is obviously these tennis balls are ping pong balls. And until last year, because we've had this for 2 years, we've been using only orange ping pong balls. And typically a game is won when you have hit as many balls over the ramp, okay? Which, as you may see in the picture where the robot is that you have to stay on your side, and the one side is a vertical stopper, and on the other side there's a ramp, and you can actually push balls up there, but you're not allowed to enter the red area. And obviously at the end of the match, the team with the least amount of balls on their side will be the winner. This year they've included 2 purple balls, which, as you can see on the mat on your right-hand side, have been placed. They are placed randomly when you start. There's a coin toss and there are options, but basically you all start with the same number of balls. And in this particular case, you obviously still get 1 point for the orange ball onto the other side. And then if you're also wanting to get you get -2 points if you have the purple balls on your side, and there are 5 balls on each side. Right, next page. Robo sports, which we've spoken about, doubles tennis, 2 to 3 participants as before. So you can use 2 robots, but only 1 controller per robot. And only 1 battery and battery pack is allowed per robot. Importantly, no orange or purple parts can be used to build your robots, because you can confuse robots when the Pixie Cam, which is used to track the ping pong balls, may recognize a build on a robot or someone's t-shirt, which happened last year at the International, and be a little confused. As far as the rules are concerned, from a controller's perspective, this has changed, and the controllers allowed are all the Lego controllers as listed over there, but also from this year, officially Arduino controllers can be used. There are many game rules relating to this particular category, so you'll need to refer to the document. And the other thing is register for the relevant webinars. So if you've been on the Resource Center, you'll see their webinars, and there we will in-depth discuss all the different categories and obviously be available to answer questions.
This is the robo mission category, and I'll be going through it with you guys. So let's have some fun as we go through our robo mission. Our robo mission category, for those who don't know, is really one of the largest categories that we have. It is the biggest category in the world. And what is it? It's a table-based competition. So teams will have a challenge that's set on a table of a specific size using a game mat with game elements. There is an international final for the robo mission category, and we will send a team in each category depending on the numbers that we receive at our national and provincial events. It is the largest competition of all of the WRO categories, and it is the most competitive and really one of the easiest to start up and get into. There are 3 specific age groups for robo mission. Our elementaries are 8 to 12 years. Their theme this year is all about sustainable farming. It is the same mat that we use for our Explorer competition. The juniors are 11 to 15 years. Theirs is all about the green city, and it is a really great sort of challenge this year. If you've had a look at it already, you might notice that it is pretty simple to try and solve. Next up, we've got the senior category, the most difficult this year. There is 14 to 19 years of age, and it is the Force of Nature mat. It is a very interesting mat and quite a difficult one. Looking at the specifications, so what you need to compete within the Robo Mission category, you require a PVC roll-up mat for your age group category. There are 3 different mats because each one has their own specification. You are restricted to Lego elements for Robo Mission. So that means everything on your robot must have the Lego logo on it somewhere, including the rubber bands or string that you use. And you can't put the Lego logo there yourself. It has to be manufactured by Lego. It is open to any programming language you like. So whatever you are using, you are welcome to use within the Robo Mission category. It uses the brick sets 4811, the same as Explorer, but with an additional set 4819, which adds some technique pieces, which gives us a bit of movement with the sets, which has made the challenge really exciting because your robot now has to really pull and do some really cool things. At a WRO Robo Mission event, our table height is set in South Africa at 70 millimeters. This is different to the international competition, mainly because we want the tables to be used within the first Lego League as well, but it also helps prepare teams for tables at the international that may be slightly higher than the 50 millimeter that is given within the rules. Teams arrive with a pre-built robot and program, so you're not rebuilding your robot on the day. You get there with your fully functioning robot. There will be a randomization. This happens before each scoring round. So you put your robot into quarantine, it sits there for a little bit, your team is called to the table, and randomization takes place before quarantine. So you've got no idea what the table looks like for your robot to run. There is also a surprise rule. Now, this is a special rule that's announced 5 minutes before the competition starts. Teams then can decide to do the surprise rule or not, but it stays on the table. It will be worth bonus points. So if you do the surprise rule, it could push you ahead in the actual scoring. Your robot has a maximum of 2 minutes to complete all the tasks on the table. So keep that in mind. Your robot needs to be moving quickly. How we decide the winner and who goes through to nationals and who wins the international is by the highest score first and then the shortest amount of time. So you want to try and score as many points as quickly as possible within Robo Mission. Next, there have been some updates within the Robo Mission category. The high technique color sensor is no longer allowed to be used within Robo Mission. So please, if you have a high technique color sensor, don't let your teams touch it. It will only get them disqualified, or they may have to remove it and they won't be able to sense everything that they need to sense. So start now getting those color sensors and hiding them away. Next, there is no finishing location. Previously, for those who are seasoned Robo Mission teams, you would know that you need to get back to the start area to score some bonus points. This has been taken away. Where your robot stops, your time will stop. In order to get the judge to stop timing, you must touch your robot. If you don't touch your robot, the judge will not know that your robot has finished. Next, we've got the brick screen and the buttons that must be easily accessible. This is a new rule, and this was brought in so that judges can check the robots themselves. It's also making it a little bit easier for teams to make sure they run the correct program on the day. You will not believe the challenges we face with teams running the incorrect program because they can't see the screen. So what this means, you must try and place your brick on your robot so that the buttons and the screen are easily accessible for a judge and for yourself to make it a bit easier to stop your programs as well as start your programs. That's it for our Robo Mission category. There will be some more later, but let's jump into one of my personal favorites, the in-house challenge. Now, the in-house challenge, this is a challenge that is a South African challenge. We created it as a way for teams to keep doing robotics after the WRO events, just as a way for someone to go and keep up their robotics career. It is a table-based competition, and it is a simplified challenge. There's no physical event that's hosted by WRO South Africa, and it is run by you, the coaches, in your own environment, whether it be at your school, at your home, wherever you may be, you can take part in the in-house challenge. Different to all of the other WRO categories, you pay 300 Rand for your school entry per challenge. That means that you can enter an unlimited amount of teams into the in-house challenge because all you do is pay 300 Rand basically to take part in the challenge. In-house, you will need the Robo Mission Elementary game mat in order to take part. That is the similar mat that we've seen for Explorer. It's open to any robotics hardware, so you don't have to use Lego. Whatever you have lying around, you are welcome to use it within this category. It's open to any programming language, so please go crazy and use whatever you like. It uses the Lego brick set 4811, which is a pretty cool brick set. I would suggest getting it as quickly as possible because you can use it for a lot of other things within the teaching space. There will be a special rule set that is released 2 weeks before the official challenge. This will have some updates for the rules and maybe a few extra challenges to really challenge your team during the competition week. Running the in-house challenge, this is for the coaches. You run it yourself. You run it in your own environment, and yours take place with the scoring within your competition week. The competition week this year is the 10th to the 21st of October. Quite a long one, and more than enough time to run through all of your teams, where you can then submit their scores to the WSA website. We only require the score submission. We do not need a video or a picture of the score sheets because your teams are really challenging themselves to see if they can do better within the challenge. If you find your teams are struggling, you can adapt the challenge to suit your teams. You can change it however you like, as long as you fit within the scoring requirements of the score sheets. There will be more in-depth information on all of our categories, and these will be done in our specialized webinars. So like you've registered for this one, you can jump to our webinar page and register for any of the specialized webinars where we go more in depth into all of the WRO information. All of the categories, registration, judging, whatever information you want to know, it will be in a webinar. We also have, as a bonus in all of our webinars, right at the end, we have a Q&A section where you can ask us questions of anything relating to WRO South Africa. What color is our favorite color? What kind of robot design should you have? We can answer all of those questions. So next up, let's have a look at our competition dates. All of the dates and venues are available on the WRO SA website. So you can head over there right now and take a look and see all of the dates sitting there. These are subject to change because of many different things that tend to happen. We don't know what will happen. So these may change. If something changes and you are on the mailing list, you will be the first person to know. Any change or update will go through the mailing list and you will find that information. Some really important stuff. Here we are. Team registration opens on the 1st of March. That is really, really soon. So if you have your teams ready or you have an idea of your teams, you're welcome to start registering them on the 1st when it opens. We're testing out a brand new system. So let us know what you think of it. If you've registered your team, I really want some feedback to know if this is something we can use going forward. Team registration closes on the 1st of June. If you do not register your team within the time period of the 1st of March to the 1st of June, they may not be able to participate at an event. So please make sure you register your teams before the 1st of June. Don't leave it to last minute because the registration closes at midnight. Space in venues is limited due to the high influx of teams that we had last year. Space at our venues is very limited. If you register early, you are guaranteed space in a venue. If the venue becomes full, you will receive a message from WRO with information on a backup venue or a new venue that you may have to travel to on a different date and different time. This is all dependent on the space and where our teams distribute themselves this year. For any team changes that you need to make or updates, they must be approved by WRO SA national organizers. Please let us know if there's something wrong with your team, a team member has left, a team member is sick. Whatever information can help us better register your team and better have your team participate on the day, the better it will be for us and for your team. Next, some useful links and some contacts. First is the WRO SA website. This is where we put up a lot of information. There's the flash page that arrives when you first see the information. There's also the mailing list, which you are hopefully a part of. Next up is the Facebook page. That one gets updated right after the website. So if you haven't seen our website, you're missing out, but the Facebook page will catch you up with information for that. If you've got any questions regarding WRO South Africa, the best email address to use is wro@handsontech.co.za. This comes directly to us, and we are able to answer your questions or forward them to where they need to go. If you have any team changes, this is also the email address that you will use. It's also a primary way of communication is through the wro@handsontech.co.za email. There is a very useful Q&A section available on the WRO SA website. There, under resources and under the competition categories, you will find the Q&A section. There are a lot of good questions sitting there, from what are the costs, where's the venue, what happens if my robot's not working. All of these things are answered right there on the WRO SA website. So please check out the Q&A if you're not getting the answers that you like. Now, for the thing that I know everybody is waiting for, we have our prize giveaway. Now, the prize giveaway winner has been selected. A little bit into the stream, we took a look at our grouping. While Donnie was busy talking about RoboSports, we ran our algorithm, and our winner is Michael Muller from Kuro Midrand. Congratulations. We will be in contact with you to get this set to you. I hope you enjoy it. If you're going to use it for robotics, it is a really awesome set to use in a school environment because of just the incredible technique pieces you have. Plus, it is bright yellow, so you can make your robot stand out. Thank you, everybody, for attending tonight. I hope you have learned some information. This is a similar setup to what we will have with all of our webinars. So please, if you are interested in WRO, whether you are a WRO veteran or you are brand new, register for the webinars and come and spend just an hour with us talking about my favorite topic, WRO. Thank you to Donnie. Thank you to Debang for spending this evening with me. I know that you could have been at home doing something else, but thank you for spending this time with us and for really introducing a couple of the WRO topics. Thank you, everybody, and we wish you a very good WRO 2024 season.